President Biden is scheduled to meet with Britain's new prime minister for the first time on Wednesday. The president and Prime Minister Keir Starmer will meet at the White House to underscore the special relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom, despite the change in government. The two leaders are set to discuss a range of issues from Ukraine to the Israel-Gaza war, as well as climate change and clean energy solutions. And of course, this is coming on a really big week for President Biden. He's speaking today at the NATO summit in Washington. And it's seen as another high-profile test to help save his re-election campaign.
A growing number of Democrats, though, say that he should step aside. Doug Luzader joins us from Capitol Hill this morning as the White House has taken some heat. Doug, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, so the damage control just continues and continues. President Biden seems to be doing all he can to, quell concerns about his ability to run things. But things got tense, we understand, between reporters and White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Will you kind of run us through and get us updated on what's unfolding right now?
Yeah, and this has been kind of a crescendo, building to what we saw play out yesterday, and it was quite heated in the briefing room. And a lot of this had to do with this report that initially came from the New York Times that a Parkinson's specialist had visited the White House about 8 times over the course of about 8 months, starting almost a year ago. And so the question was, well, why is there a Parkinson's specialist visiting the White House? Is there something that we don't know about the president's condition? So even though this was a public document that indicated that this doctor was there at the White House, the press secretary just refused to answer questions about it. It was very kind of odd. And then last night, we had a letter released from the White House physician, from the president's doctor, indicating that this specialist was actually there to assist in the president's physical exams, of which he's had 3, 1 each year in office, and that there has been no signs of Parkinson's found. But it doesn't quite explain the other visits that this specialist has made to the White House. So we're still kind of trying to learn more about that. But that was really the source of a great deal of contention at the White House yesterday.
Yeah, it really seemed like she was saying because that person could have seen multiple people who come through the White House, they weren't giving away that person's identity. But there are also concerns that more Democrats are coming forward, or even may come forward in the days to come, calling on the president to abandon his re-election bid altogether. Biden, of course, issuing a letter saying he's staying in it. What does his response tell us, at this point?
Well, this is really his to give up. And we've said this before, the idea of tearing this nomination away from him, yeah, you can game that out and say it's theoretically possible. You could have his pledged delegates decide that they're not going to support him. That would just throw the whole process into chaos, though. So it seems extremely unlikely. The question now is whether the pressure is going to get so much that the president decides to throw in the towel. But if that happens, he doesn't seem even close to making that decision right now. He is indicating he's staying in the race. The First Lady, Jill Biden, has been out there in the campaign trail quite a bit as well, trying to drum up support for her husband. So by all indications, he is staying in this race. It may just be a question of how many Democrats decide to kind of lobby against him. And right now we have about a half dozen Democrats in Congress who say the president should get out. That's a number we're going to have to track very closely to see if it begins to grow.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it's now been 12 days since the debate. In your mind, is this something that is continuing to build? Is 12 days? Is that how much of a red flag is that number? Would you expected this topic to have kind of quelled by this point, or does it seem to be gaining steam?
Well, I think it's going to be a question of who the doubters will include ultimately. Will we see some top-level Democrat defections? And what impact will this have on donors? Will this hurt the campaign's ability to raise money? Those are going to be critical questions here.
Big questions to answer, and this is a big week, like we said. Okay, thank you, Doug Luzader. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Now.